Good day, everybody. We are now coming to the mid portion of the day, and I want to give another quick update on AMC, of course, in relation to the wider markets. We're going to be talking about this one a little bit more today, hopefully, if we have the time, but this is a little update on the middle of the day. It's been a mixed day so far. We are currently green, coming up to 1374. Not really anything to note because it is only, between 9 and 10 cent up. The trend for the day is interesting, a big downtrend in the morning, followed by a bit of recovery into the afternoon, but we'll break into that more in a moment. The key thing here though is the price action throughout the day is very, very similar to a lot of the wider markets. That pattern which I just showed you guys, we can see that on the S&P, the Dow, we can even see it on the Nasdaq and the Russell as well. This dip in the morning, not too big, followed by a rise from red and of course coming green towards the middle of the day. So it is a red day so far on all of the markets, on all of the major US indices. We are seeing that, it's not too big, only about 0.5% on all of these realistically speaking. But to see AMC up just a tiny bit, it's not really anything to be too excited about. But also, it should be noted that a lot of the market is still red at the moment, but we are potentially seeing a red to green day on the market as a whole. Now, coming more specifically to AMC, I want to focus on some other details, regarding the stock which are important. Now, we have our morning update from AutoXSky, and before we do dive into this, I want to say as well, on Stonko Tracker, the cost to borrow is also rising up to about 24%, which is a stark increase. If you watched this morning, we spoke about where we were with the cost to borrow, and we spoke about that from yesterday. But let's have a look at what we're seeing from today's data in the morning. So AutoXSky here with your opening bell update. The short interest is being walked down and the cost to borrow and non-shorted shares are being returned. Brokers demanding or hedgy pay too much. Utilization is at 100% for the 99th day and the cost to borrow is high. The current mood, redneck superheroes equals the inbreadables. Well, let's have a look at each page of this data if we can. We'll get this one up and then we will get up the second one. Now, just like this morning, I don't want to dive into all of this in vast details, but the key things which I'm looking at the moment, cost to borrow is down slightly from where it was yesterday, but still quite high. It's a fee that we don't have to pay and it's a fee that of course they do. We're seeing return shares and borrowed shares giving us a borrowed change of a decrease of 1.05 million. Coming on to the second page of data, which is over here, we are looking at the same thing for some reason, which is, okay, so this one is the second page, never mind. So yeah, we're still seeing big increases, big numbers that we should be happy about, such as a high short score when it comes to the, squeeze potential and all of that sort of stuff. And of course, the value of the short interest is still very high, as we know. And we already know, like I said this morning, these things can all be manipulated. The cost to borrow figures, the amount of shares which are obviously on loan as well, these can be manipulated in ways which make apes think that the stock is not doing well. But of course, a lot of people have now seen through this and are not scared. But yeah, like I said this morning, I'm still not holding out too much hope for today. I'm still anticipating this to be a little flat day. Again, a gain of 1 to 2% possible, a loss of the same amount also possible. Above that point, I would be quite happy. Below it, not so good. But really, we are just looking at the basics here. We know this is the case. But for those of you who wanted an update, I thought I would give you a quick one. So yeah, feeling very good still, and so far in the middle of the day, markets potentially turning red to green. However, we are seeing a little bit of a snap back on some of these starting already. Let's see if that affects AMC as well, but so far we are outperforming the markets ever so slightly, which is very nice to see. It was the case yesterday. Let's see if we can continue to rise today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.